Hi, welcome to Talkin Business. I'm Joe Catrambone, CEO of the Stewart Martin County Chamber of Commerce, and it's my pleasure today to have the CEO of the Arc of the Treasure Coast, Keith Munez, with us today. Keith, thank you so much for coming up here.
Thank you, Joe, for inviting me.
Taking time out of your busy schedule. It's a hike up here, and so I appreciate it when we get. And most, very rarely do people say, "No, I don't want to go." So, but it is a little bit of a trip up here.
Yeah.
And, so, I've known about ARC forever. I've been in Martin County since 1989. And in fact, we just mentioned a friend of mine, John Gonzalez, I remember was, I guess, the CEO there prior. I didn't realize that you all had merged with St. Lucie County. When did that happen?
That happened about a year ago. We actually took them over and started managing their programs about 2 years ago. That continued for about a year until we actually finished and finalized all of the merger acquisitions and all the legal documentations for that. So yeah, it's been over a year that we've actually been fully merged together. It took a lot of work. We had a lot of things to merge. We had to merge board of directors. We had to merge retirement plans, merge bank accounts, merge payroll companies, you name it. It's a little bit more involved than I had hoped.
Yeah, any kind of a merger, especially nonprofits.
Yeah.
It's and it's usually probably, was this out of necessity? It wasn't a hostile type thing, was it? It was, because sometimes those things become hostile and
Right, yeah. No, in this particular case, I think it just was the right time. There was some inadequate type of programs being run. They were lacking some leadership within the programs, and we were able to kind of step in, lend a helping hand, and then ultimately it just made sense to go fully forward with the merger. Both boards were able to come together and say, yeah, this makes sense. It was economically advantageous to both organizations, and we're glad that we were able to step in and just make a difference and an impact.
That's unusual, because especially you got two different counties,
Right.
So in the leadership, there's usually a little hurt feelings there and things of that nature. So, yeah, that had to be a monumental task, and congratulations on. And it seemed. I mean, I wasn't there obviously, but it seems like it was seamless. There was no controversy. I heard it through the grapevine. There was no newspaper things. That usually
Right.
when things like this happen, it's the newspaper media love digging into stuff like that and trying to dig into
Sure.
what we,
Sure.
so well, that's great. Well, congratulations on doing that. That's great. So do you have a facility in St. Lucie too?
We have, yeah, sure. We have plenty of facilities. We have overall, we did change our name. We used to be formerly known as the Arc of Martin County. They used to be known as the Arc of St. Lucie County. But because of our footprint now, we kind of merged our name and changed it to Arc of the Treasure Coast, because we have 26 different facilities from Jupiter all the way to Fort Pierce.
26.
Yes, 26, yeah. So
How many employees?
we have 220 employees.
I had no idea.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been, yeah, it's a big footprint. We make a great impact in the disability community, and so we're happy to make a difference. It wasn't our intention to just be some big powerhouse provider, but the need was there, and we had the ability to just step in and make a difference.
So are your employees mobile? I mean, do they visit homes? Do they visit?
Well, some of them are mobile, and some of them are pretty much stationed. So we have.
So they come to you. The patient or client would come to you.
Correct. We have 16 community-based homes. Those are long-term care. They operate 24/7, 365 days a year. and those are pretty much stationed. But we also have 2 after-school programs and summer camp programs. We have adult day programs. We have transportation services. We manage the I-95 rest stops on both Martin and St. Lucie counties. We have 6 different employment programs. One's in Cleveland Clinic, Martin Health, one's in St. Lucie County, and then obviously we have our newest venture, which is Alice's Restaurant. So, and all those other day programs and schools, those are folks that come to us, and or in our transportation program, we have a fleet of 54 vehicles where we are transporting people to their various needs, whether it be work, school, medical appointments. We actually do medical transportation for senior citizens, where we go into their community, pick them up, and take them to their doctor's appointments or their dialysis appointments, and then we bring them back home.
So they don't have to be infirmed or have
An intellectual developmental disability? No.
so if
We
there's
pretty right. We serve
that's-
anybody
that-
with any type of
wow,
disability.
well, no, you just talked about a retiree,
Right. Well, that's true.
but
So
they're not
they don't have
disabled.
necessarily have a disability,
But-
correct?
So are there other groups like retirees that don't have disabilities that you cater to?
We look at every request that comes in, but no, mostly it's just in transportation. Who, if they're senior citizens and they have that type of medical need, they don't have transportation, they have difficulty getting to appointments, they can call in the transportation through various hotlines and get those services.
How do people, how does one find out about ARC?
Well, we kind of, it's multi. We really made a push with our social media platforms, so we're out there in our Facebook and our LinkedIn and our websites, and we're pushing those out. We do multiple email blasts through Constant Contact, but we also are connected to a multitude of different networks, family networks, families who have children with disabilities. They have their groups, whether it's an autism society or the Down syndrome society. We also are connected to various agencies, the school districts, Department of Vocational Rehabilitation, the Agency for Persons with Disabilities. Most of the time, people are going to them, and they're getting referred to us from
So
those
the other
government entities.
agencies
Correct.
refer.
Mhm.
This may be a difficult question, but can you describe a typical patient, or will you call them clients or patients? Or?
Well, yeah, it's there's a variation, but I usually refer to them as individuals who are receiving services. We always try to talk in people first language. It's a person with a disability. It's not a blind person. It's a person who's visually impaired. It's a person who's this. It's an individual with an intellectual disability or an individual with autism. So, but anyway, the individuals within our programs, you would like me to describe what, a typical day or typically of what?
Yeah. What you think, what you would like people to know?
Right.
Because I assure you, most people are not aware of ARC.
Sure. So our mission is to empower children and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities and other related disabilities to achieve their fullest potential through state-of-the-art programs and services ranging from residential care, vocational, educational, behavioral, and other healthcare services. People with disabilities, what we try to do is and try to portray the reality is they're people just like you or I. They want to live, work, play, pray in their community just like you or I would want to. They want the opportunities to live independently. So in our group homes, our main criteria for buying a home is, would we live there? If the answer is no, then we're not going to buy it because they want to live in a nice community too. Same thing with any other asset that we purchase. It's got to be our standards and is their standards. They want to be able to work. They want to be able to live. They want to be able to go to school. They want to go to college. They want to drive a car, some of them. They want to earn wages, and so we are there to train them, meet them at the point of their need, and provide the supports and assistance necessary for them to achieve all of their dreams and aspirations that you or I can do that. And that comes in a variety of areas, whether it's helping them get a high school degree, helping them learn computer skills, helping them learn how to cook and work in the food service industry and deli service industry, whatever it is. Empowering people is giving them the opportunity to make decisions, and what gives us better opportunities to make decisions than having money in our pocket to decide where we're going to spend our money, because that's our choice. And so people will have to say, well, I can meet your needs and I can provide a great service, and come work for us, come do our job, or come buy our product. So it's you've been in the chamber, and it's all about business and making businesses thrive, and they just want to be able to work in companies where they personally can thrive and live independently as best to their ability with the proper supports, and that's what we provide.
So you actually have training programs.
We have training programs in a variety of different areas, ranging from helping people live in their own home to helping them live in their own apartment, to working,
Work-related is where I was going with that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you teach them how to use a keyboard, a computer, and things of that nature.
Absolutely. We have a multitude of different training programs. So, for example, we have a partnership with the Martin County School District, our Project Search Youth Program. That's in Cleveland Clinic Martin Health. We have 12 different stations, and they rotate. We're in oncology, we're in the emergency room, we're in sterilization, we're in the cafeteria. And so we're training people in different modules, and then they rotate. And we give them intensive training, and the hope is that the hospital will hire them. And we've had many department heads hire the individuals that come working into their particular department. But if they don't get hired in the hospital after the internship program, which is a 9-month program, they've learned skills that are transferable to other industries out in the community. So they're getting jobs in the medical field. Maybe it's at senior centers, or maybe they're
Or in a doctor's office.
Right, or a doctor's office. But they're also getting jobs in offices, lawyers' offices, retail stores, restaurants, because all of those skills they're being taught a variety and a broad background of computer skills, organizational skills, filing, typing, you name it, whatever it is.
So how do you have agreements with different employers?
Well, it's a this is why we're a member of the chamber, because my job coaches have to make connections with employers out there who are looking for a reliable workforce. And so that's what we do. We are the bridge to helping these individuals that are in our programs acquire the skills, but also to make the connection to the appropriate employer that matches their wants and desires and their skills, so that they will have long-term employment outcome success. And so the job coaches will meet these employers, these businesses, and they'll say, hey, I see you're looking for some to fill some vacancies. I think I have the right job applicants for you. Will you allow an interview? And so once they get in the door, it's almost a good solid green light for them to say, hey, I found the right people. Because once they get in the job, they want to be there. They want to work. They want to learn. They want to grow. They want to thrive. They want to earn a paycheck. And you won't find a better employee anywhere.
Yeah, they've got to be obviously very appreciative to be employed, because like you say, they want this. So, we have a program called Career Connect Martin. Are you familiar with it?
I'm not familiar with that,
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In 1989, took a survey of our members, it would be, we can't hire people. 30 years later, what's your biggest problem? You can't hire people. You don't have a trained workforce. This is the reason we got, with the help of with the county and
Right.
ARPA dollars, we were able to put together Career Connect Martin. Well, that ARPA funds have run out, so right now we're applying for grants and things to keep it going, because to me, and our board was totally in agreement, and they understood. To me, it's the most significant thing that we've done in many years to help our employees and potential employees, not only employers.
Right.
So it's a great service that y'all are providing. So I would imagine you don't have much trouble placing people
Well, I mean, it's
if they're
Right,
qualified,
right, exactly.
if they fit this.
it's a
the need.
process, but no. Once we find an opening and we make that connection, typically it isn't hard for us to. But it is typically hard for a person with a disability to find a job opportunity. So that's where we come in. We bridge that gap, because without us, they are looking at probably a 60% unemployment rate, and so it's exponentially much higher than the typical employee who's out there trying to find work, which is why we went into this food service industry. Obviously, our region has a lot of restaurants, and obviously during the COVID area, they lost a lot of employees. What is it? The Bureau of Labor job vacancies are highest in the food service, and similarly, it's 2 times faster or higher in the quit rate. And so we were fortunate to also get ARPA funds, thanks to the Martin County Board of County Commissioners,
Yeah,
who
they
gave
did
us some
great
seed
job.
money. And we wanted to use that in an investment way so that it would continue. So we bought the restaurant, and we partnered with the Boar's Head Corporation, Treasure Coast and Indian River Provisions, who are the purveyors of Boar's Head products. And they brought in their Boar's Head products, they brought in their badge system and their training modules. So we're training people with disabilities not only to work in food service and all the safety issues that are involved with that, but also to a standard that meets Boar's Head products, because they don't like their products being sold to just anybody.
They're
You have
probably
to,
the most prominent provisioner, is that what they're called?
Yeah,
In the industry.
correct, right. And so you have to follow some very strict standards, and they have some great training programs that are
So
online.
Boarhead partners with you.
Partners with
Wow,
us,
that's
correct,
a-
yeah.
wow.
They not only give us discounted products, they invest in us, and they gave us access to their training modules. And so we're putting a lot of the individuals who come through that program through that training, so that ultimately they'll get jobs in the food service industry or deli service industry, such as Publix has plenty of delis, and
Great company to work
exactly,
for, too.
great company, exactly. It's not just helping people get bag and grocery jobs. We want them to really advance into other high-paying jobs, and they can do it, and they want to do it. And we're just making that, we're bridging that gap as best we can.
That's wonderful. I'm shame on me. I didn't realize
No,
there was
that's
so
not-
much. Do you handle behavior problems too?
We do have intensive behavior programs and minimal behavior programs. People with intellectual and developmental disabilities can fall within a wide range, spectrum, very low on the spectrum to very high on the spectrum. We have individuals that are very physically, medically involved, and we have individuals who are very minimally involved, and some of them even actually have a driver's license. So they just need a little bit of support to guide them, make sure that they're following through with protocols and give them some guidance and work training, and they're good to go. But for the most part, with the employment programs, we're talking people who are on that mid to high level spectrum. So yes, we do have behavior programs.
Typically, how does a client person end up with ARC? Are they referred?
Well, they either seek us or they're referred, or they may, by happen chance, see us at we're at multiple venues and trade shows. So we go to, there's multiple trade shows throughout the state. You know, you have the Family Cafe, which is happening in Orlando, and in June, and that's the governor comes and he speaks, and it's a very big network and a very big event. So a lot of families will go there, and so we'll always have a presence there. But for the most part, they're either being referred by the Agency for Persons with Disabilities, or the Department of Vocational Rehabilitation, or the school system. The school systems, everybody has a school, and by the time we want to connect with them before they graduate the school system so that there's a seamless transition. So up to 2 years before they even graduate, we're trying to get into school, partner with them, get them in one of our transitional training programs so that when they do graduate, they're already employed or getting job training or some type of service, and so that they have funding available to just go from school life to work life. And I think we're doing a great job of that. So.
Do the courts ever remand someone to
In our behavioral programs, we do have the courts will kind of send people to us and say, this person needs residential long-term care, and so we will have to we'll accept them into our program and report to the courts on a periodic basis onto their progress. But that's all. It all also goes through the Agency for Persons with Disabilities. So.
We're winding down.
Mm-hmm.
Did we miss anything? Anything you'd like your viewers to know?
Well, the actual restaurant that we bought is Alice's
Yeah,
Restaurant.
that's
It's
amazing.
been a project we've been working on for 3-4 years now. A lot of people have been supportive of it. We tried to, operate and purchase other establishments for the past couple of years, but for one reason or another, it fell through the cracks. But luckily, Alice's, we were in the right place at the right time. The prior owners wanted to sell. It's got a long history of success, and so opening up a new restaurant is always challenging. So we said, hey, let's take the plunge. Let's buy something that has a
Already
strong track record,
name
and we'll just
recognition is
infuse
so
our
important.
program. So we acquired great staff. They're all very excited to work for not only doing what they do great, but also now they're doing it for a cause, and they feel very empowered to make a difference in people's lives. And so we love the synergy that's growing on with those folks. And this Sunday is St. Patty's Day, so we are having a full Irish breakfast special: eggs over easy, hash browns, bacon, sausage, and baked beans. And we also have corned beef hash benedicts and corned beef sandwiches. So come on out to see us on Sunday at Alice's Restaurant in
great.
Stewart.
You can have
and
beer.
have a happy, we serve beer and
green beer.
wine and mimosas. So come on out and have a happy St. Patty's Day.
So, is it, in as much as that you're a nonprofit, how do you operate Alice's? Is it for profit? Do you try and make a profit, or do you break even?
No, it clearly is a for-profit entity. It's under the nonprofits because we are doing the training programs, but nonprofits always want to make a profit. It's just that we don't pay dividends to shareholders. So all the profits get reinvested into the cause and the mission of the organization. That helps us to attract qualified and expert employees to work for us, but it also allows us to expand and grow and do further outreach to unserved areas. So we always want to make a profit.
Great.
So
Well,
the restaurant is predicted to make a profit, but obviously we're in our first 3 months still. We're in season, so we're doing strong and doing great. The challenge will be when the off season. We hope to continue that success throughout the year, and
we
that
ought to
way
do a breakfast or something, a chamber breakfast.
you got it any day, anytime you want. We'll take care of you.
Debbie,
All.
we'll
You helped
talk
us with a
about it.
great ribbon cutting ceremony,
Yeah.
so that was very super successful. So thank you.
With our breakfast, you'll probably get 80 or 90 people up. Under ordinary conditions, probably you'd never go in the place.
Right.
But we'll get you 80, 90, maybe 100 people.
We actually are going to be catering the leadership class, one of the sessions coming up.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great. Well, that's great.
Yeah, we're excited about that. So.
Thank you so much for coming
Oh,
up here.
thank you for having us.
Today was really a learning experience for me.
Well, you come
Like
on
I
out.
said,
and
shame on me. I should know better. But we all have our little worlds we live in. So
Sure, and we're so busy. It's just sometimes we don't take the time to kind of just share with the world what we're doing. And I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'll try and do that more often.
Yeah,
So,
great.
But thank
Well,
you.
thank you, and happy St. Patty's Day.
Same to you.